Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our public meeting on October 20th. Apologies for the lateness of the meeting, but we had a councillor who wasn't feeling well and had to leave, and we're in the process of trying to connect another councillor so that we do have a quorum, but we have people all over the place in the last few days, so it's taken us a little while to round things up. But anyway, we're glad people joined, and welcome to everybody here, and we're going to get started with the call to order. Would someone like to move that the agenda be adopted as presented?
I so move.
Moved by Councillor White.
I'll
Second by Lenny. Councillor Tiller. Going to be all over the place tonight.
Call me Lenny if you want.
Yeah, sounds so much easier. Okay.
Is all in favor?
The minute, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Laura. Stupid one of them nights. Okay, approval of minutes. Did everyone had a chance to go through the minutes from the last meeting, which was October the 6th. Make sure that was right. Are there any questions or concerns arising from those minutes at all?
No.
Okay, we'll have a mover that, I better do that next. Can I have someone move for the approval of the minutes, I guess?
I think someone else should because I didn't attend that meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Moved by Councillor Tiller, seconded by Councillor White. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any minutes arising, any matters arising from the minutes?
No.
Any minutes arising from the matters? Either way? No? Okay, any proclamations and delegations?
Oh, Colin would know. I don't think there's any
Any,
Colin.
any new ones? I did do a proclamation earlier this week for the opening of Small Business Week. And I did another signing for Co-op Week. And that was it for me, although I saw an invitation for Credit Union Day or week as well, but I don't think anyone got there for that proclamation, did they? Everyone was at town.
I think that's
I
tomorrow.
never heard
Oh,
any.
maybe that's tomorrow?
I don't know if there's a signing. I just know the kids had a coloring contest in St. George's for International Credit Union Day. And I think it's
Okay, so
tomorrow.
that might be it. It's tomorrow, yeah. Okay. So it is Small Business Week, and we do have a lot of activities happening in Stephenville, thanks to a committee that's been doing some great work for quite a number of years now to recognize small business in this area and to recognize small business in general and how critical that is to a healthy economy. So glad that we've been able to recognize that. Okay, we're going to move to our committee reports, but we're going to start with, we're going to jump the agenda a little bit and start with our planning minutes and see if at the end of that we have Councillor Yulin signed in, and if so, we'll proceed with the finance minutes, but if not, we can't proceed with those.
Well, we can proceed, but not
with
not with
financial decisions.
yeah, not with the financial.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd have to defer it.
Yes, so let's start with planning and traffic, and I'll turn it over to Councillor Elward to move us through that.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Mayor Fallow. First item is 200 Massachusetts Drive, Harmon Seaside Links, which is the golf course. A request for a permit to complete 2 washroom renovations to create accessibility on the property located at 200 Massachusetts Drive. Was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this request for a permit be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations and approval of service NL. I so move.
Thank you. It's moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder,
A second.
second by Councillor White. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
At 4256 Georgia Drive, George Petrick Holdings Limited, request for a permit to rebuild fire damaged apartment at the building located at 4256 Georgia Drive. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this request for a permit be approved, subject to all town regulations. And I'm pretty sure that needs to say Service NL as well.
Okay.
So we'll go with subject to all town regulations and approval of Service NL. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder, second by Councillor Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried.
83 Georgia Drive, Sam Cat Holdings Incorporated. Request for a permit to remove eaves throw and replace rotted wood, install new metal fascia and soft fit.
Soft.
Stop it. Yep.
What's it? Soft?
Stop it.
Soft fit. I don't know computer words. I mean carpenter words, computer words.
That's all right.
I know some computer words, but not carpenter words. Oh, my God. Anyway, on the building and replace 5 windows in apartment on upper level located at 83 Georgia Drive. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this request be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder, second by Councillor Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Essentially, Laura, is all to do with the roof and the part that goes around it. It's just a new roof.
I figured, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2632 Georgia Drive, Alphonsus Gesso. Request for a permit to operate an Airbnb from the building located at 2632 Georgia Drive. Was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this request be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations and approval of Service NL. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder,
A
second by
second.
Councillor White. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
motion carried.
And the last item is 141 Harmon, Susan, my dear, you're not the only one. 141 Hanson Memorial Highway, Jehovah Witnesses. Request for a permit to repair drain ditch on the property located at 141 Hanson Highway. It was the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that this request be approved, subject to compliance with all town regulations. And I so move.
Moved by Councillor Aylward, seconder,
Second.
second by Councillor White. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And is there anything late for planning and traffic?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay, we're good. All right, I just got a little text from Councillor Yulin. It's only letting me view the meeting, can't be heard. Okay, so we are having technical difficulties.
Can he call in or on the phone or? No, I guess
That's not.
that's not approved. That's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
The only question I would have is the approval of the proposals, because those had already
Right.
been approved for finance.
So,
So this is just more for information purposes?
yeah, so
Yeah.
what we're gonna do, I think, is we're gonna go through the finance committee stuff. And if something requires a vote of approval on an actual financial payout from the town, we have to defer that. But if there's an item on there that is just informational or doesn't require money yet or whatever, I think we would be safe to go through that. So if we're looking at something and anybody feels that, we shouldn't approve this one, just let me know. And we'll go from there. So let's pass it over to Councillor White now and let her dance around this one for a little while.
Okay,
Because she likes to be really prepared, so now she's not prepared.
based on what you have told me,
Yeah,
actually reading the 7 items, I would say they would all require.
I think item 4 has already been approved up to a certain amount. So that's what the finance has already been approved on that one. So I would maybe
Yes,
Okay,
think that what we could do is,
Yeah.
that's the outcome of the
That looks good.
tender. And
okay,
that's an informational thing to say that this company has won and this was the final bid, because already
yeah,
approved
that one's
finance
okay,
up to a
because
certain
we
point.
passed the
are we all in?
financial part of that, yeah.
Make sure we're all.
You want to read that?
Okay, item number 4 is the approval to award a request for proposal for a website design. It was the recommendations of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville award the contract to a company called Loop, L-O-O-P, as the provider of a new website and an app design services for the town of Stephenville. The total value of the contract for 2022 to 2023 is $17,325. I so move.
Moved by Councillor White, seconded.
Second.
Second by Councillor Elwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded? Okay,
I
motion.
say, I was looking for the other part you read.
I know, me
Mine
too.
stops
Mine
at the
doesn't
town of
have
Stephenville.
Yeah, mine's gone too.
Yeah.
I have all my ducks in order.
Yeah.
Number 5.
I don't think we can do that because there's an actual approval on the cost sharing amount.
Okay, so even though it's just to submit a proposal.
Absolutely. I
It's
don't
just-
think we
yeah.
can, because there's got to be a content.
Okay,
I think we can.
Do you think?
The only reason I think we can is because we're going to submit an application. We have no idea if these will be funded or when. So really, we're asking permission to submit the application for infrastructure stuff. We're not
That's
asking
right,
for
yeah,
people to submit a certain amount.
No,
Yeah.
So I think we would be quite safe in voting on this
Okay.
for the purposes of, yeah, okay.
I think it's
Just approving. Yeah.
Right.
yes.
Just approving a list.
Because
Yeah,
it-
that's right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
part of our 5-year plan anyway,
Yeah.
right? So item number 5 is approval to submit an application, municipal infrastructure cost sharing funding programs for municipal capital works program and investing in Canada's infrastructure program. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville apply for a cost shared funding through the Municipal Capital Works, call for applications with the Municipal Infrastructure Division of the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure in the amount of $8,288,061.00. The town of Stephenville agrees to provide its share of the cost shared funding, $1,657,612.00 for the project should it be selected for funding, and acknowledges that project cost above the approved project total cost will be the sole responsibility of the town of Stephenville. Okay.
I think, Councillor White, maybe it would be a good idea if you list the streets that we're proposing.
Okay,
Because for the public
Yes.
that are listening,
yes,
and also that, we don't know which ones they're going to approve.
that's
This
correct.
is like, almost like a wish list that we're setting
is.
up.
That's right.
It is.
So it would be nice to list the streets that we felt were.
If I can add, Madam Chair.
Okay.
I attended the PMA meeting last week, and what the direction was, or the recommendation was, strong recommendation from the department that's dealing with this, is not to submit significantly large lists, to be able to make them tighter and smaller, basically to what you're really applying for. We have a large list that we can draw from, but this was our recommendation on the most urgent projects that we needed.
So, yeah, so for purposes of people who are tuning in, typically, we have, in terms of our municipal assets and infrastructure, we keep a list of what streets need to be done and what streets, I guess, are priorities, but also what things have to be done before other streets can be done, because sometimes one street has to be finished before another one can be done. And so typically we have submitted quite a long list to Municipal Capital Works, and often they approve one, maybe two, but mostly one, right?
Yeah.
And at times they've not approved the one that we necessarily felt that we wanted to do, but then with a letter of permission, we can get special permission to change things. So they're asking to pare that down a little bit, which is what we've done, but there's no guarantee that we will get anything. But we apply in the hope that we get something. So if Councillor Way, if you'd like to, just list the streets that are kind of the ones we've applied for.
And this is not in any order. It's just the list of streets that have priorities. So on my list, it's Russell Heights reconstruction, St. George's Avenue reconstruction, Rose Avenue reconstruction, Colonial North reconstruction, and Empire Avenue reconstruction. So those are the 5.
Okay.
I so move.
Okay, moved by Councillor White, seconder.
Council.
Seconded by Councillor Miller, all in favor? Aye, motion carried. All right, now,
The only other thing is the late entry.
the late entry is
That
what
would
I'm
have to get to
thinking,
business,
Would we be able to do number 7 where it's a receivable, or we have to have approval?
I think it's, I think it's
Yeah,
connected
it's connected.
Let me
to
see.
item 6.
No.
So
Yes.
it might be best to do them
Yeah.
together because one doesn't work with the other.
And I would be late.
Yeah, okay.
I think we
and
should.
Let me see. Yeah, we can't do that one
No.
either. So I think that does bring us to the late item for finance, and I think we can
That's it.
enter that one as well, because it's already,
We've already approved up to 15,000
Right.
for the implementation of that contract. So
so it's just it's kind of more to let us know who it is we've, there's, Colin has a late item based on the tender we put out, or the bids we can't.
it would be a finance issue too.
Yeah, okay.
Madam Chair.
Is that for the proposal for the website?
No, that's for the review.
Okay, so you go ahead, you want to go ahead and read it out then?
It's on the late entry,
I'm-
last page.
Oh, I'm
Got it
sorry.
there?
It's
Okay.
new, I came under new business, sorry. Based on the evaluation of proposals for a company to complete a comprehensive organizational review of the town of Stephenville structure, LW Consulting was assessed as a successful quote for the review. The review involves an analysis of
Now,
analysis of the organizational structure in relation to corporate, departmental, and management responsibilities, job descriptions, and workload. It is recommended that LW Consulting be awarded the contract to complete the aforementioned study to a value of $12,500. I so move.
moved by Councillor White, seconder,
Second.
second by Councillor Elworth, question?
I haven't seen this yet, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'll keep reading it through, but basically, a while back, we approved as a council an amount of up to $15,000 to put out a call for proposals for a review of the current town structure and to see if there were changes that we need to make, or if there are additional positions we need to have in order to be positioned to move forward. And we put that out, and the tender bids came in and went through the process. They were evaluated and scored, and this is the company that was chosen based on that scoring system. So this is just to let us know who got the proposal, and And in doing that, it allows us to get that started, which, as you know, from our discussions, this will also be the kind of jump off point once we have this review done for us to start going through our policies and procedures and stuff. So I think we're very anxious to get this going. So I'm kind of excited to see that we've got somebody to award it to.
So I just want to make sure that we are okay with this under with the quorum that we have.
I think so because it was previously approved money. So this is just the announcement of who
Yeah.
was awarded the
Oh,
tender,
okay, yeah,
right?
all right.
So,
So I think we should be okay.
Well, I second it, so.
Okay, good.
any late issue?
We have to vote on
We
it.
got to vote on it.
So any other any questions then?
Okay.
I got one, but I can't say it in the public meeting.
Okay, so it's a question about, so, well,
We can't defer to finance in a couple of weeks, can we? Got to be done tonight.
Anything can be deferred.
well,
Capital
no,
Works
I
is-
just want to defer it though, because that's another 2 weeks we gotta wait for the restructure. What, it is there, I mean, there's a process, there's a scoring process that was used. You certainly,
I think I sent that out to all the.
I just haven't had a chance to review
yeah,
it.
so, yeah,
But have you seen it though?
Just for, if you guys are comfortable, we can proceed.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
well, let's proceed then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Motion carried. Okay. Is that it, Councillor White? That's it in terms of what we can do?
Again, yes, it
So
is.
do we need to, read any of the things that are deferred, or do we just say we'll defer the other items? I would imagine we can say that,
We'll
right?
just defer.
Defer the other items. For, first opportunity.
Well, there's only what? There's only
3,
Well, I didn't
2
approve.
and 3.
5,
Just items 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
6, and 7.
1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, and 6
6
and
and
7.
7.
So they'll have to wait till the next meeting.
So that's 5.
Yep, 5 items. Okay. Is there anything under bylaws and regulations?
No,
No,
not that I know of.
I think once the restructure is done, we get into the nitty gritty, we'll have lots to bring in under that, but
Yeah.
not quite yet.
We need to do some new regulations.
Yes.
Review anyway, yeah, okay.
Unfinished business, any unfinished business?
Well, we were talking about the pit bull issue, remember?
Right?
Several, well, I think I might have brought it up at every meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still nothing new on that I know of. Anybody have anything new to report on that?
I checked with Cornerbrook. It doesn't have a pit bull issue, but it's just dangerous animals. And if council agrees, I think did I send that out to everyone? I think I did.
No, I got a copy myself today from the city of Cornerbrook. They sent me a copy of the regulations.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
I thought I forwarded, but I'll forward it. It's, I think, something that we could look at, providing a good framework to be able to, that would be.
It will become a part.
Well,
But in the meantime, in the absence of a regulation, we can, there's not a whole lot we can do in that circumstance, except for the RCMP.
well, I didn't get a chance to look at this yet. I only got it like this evening.
Yeah.
And I did put a call into the animal control person in the city of Cornerbrook,
Right.
Corey, what's his last name? Anyway, Corey. And I left a message on his phone and he didn't get back to me, not at the 5 o'clock today.
Right.
So Jessica, the girl I talked to, Jessica Smith, she sent me the regulations. And she did say that she did mention the fact that there is a procedure, and we already know about that, because that's the one that, you know, you have to make an application in order to, for the provincial crowd to come and become
Right.
involved.
Yep.
That are the animal control provincial side of it. And then the person themselves that were bitten, I guess is the right term, would file a complaint. Now, there's been, I've got a phone call that there's a gentleman that lives, I think maybe Brook Street, and he walks his pit bull in the park
Mhm.
with the children all around.
Yes.
And the other night, this lady was walking the dog, her dog, and she was a good ways away, but she said, had she been near that dog, she don't know what would have happened, because the owner had a hard time to hold that dog on.
But he does have good control of that dog, because I've met with him, I meet him regularly in the park. And we have a routine now, because his dog's not good with and often he'll go out around, but I think in that situation, he's a very responsible dog owner, and he's got his dog on a leash.
Well, according to the person that was walking, she said the dog was really, really vicious, and she didn't think he was going to be able to hold him on. She said, really. So I wouldn't want to be
Yeah,
somebody, I don't care what a good animal owner he is, I would not want to be anywhere near that animal, because he knows that that dog is an angry dog, because he's after saying it to people.
Well, we don't have a
well, I mean, we
regulation.
don't have a right or a regulation at this point to do anything about that, nor do I think we have the right to say, well, that dog is scary, so therefore.
And we can't, until we get a regulation, your only alternate is to hire a lawyer. If you get bit or some damage comes to
Yeah,
you,
or
you'd have to
go
report
the
it.
RCMP and
Report it to the
that's what they
RCMP
said
and-
at the meeting that we
Yeah.
had. So I guess, you know, in terms of the response to the incident that initially brought this forward, it's not that as a town, we've decided that it's not important. I think what we've discovered is that, and in consultation with the RCMP, is that we don't have a regulation that, at this point, that would give our enforcement officer any power to remove the dog or do anything else. And so we have to rely on the RCMP and or the vet to make that decision, right? And that has to come from, that request has to come from the victim as opposed to the town. That's what, you know, according to the meeting we had, right?
But I do think that the corner regulation is very interesting, and it's not directed at pit bulls. When I talked to Rod Cumby, who's the city manager, and we asked about this issue. And I think that this was the proposed, this is how we do it. And I think it's a good way to do it. I think it's a good compromise situation.
Yeah.
But again, it's related to, you know, a dog that does something. And that's it, not, you know.
Well, and I
it's
agree with that, because and again, you know, Councillor Elwood and I will disagree on this one, but I am not in favor of banning any particular breed of dog. I think there are some dogs that are good dogs and some dogs that are not, and it's not necessarily related to the breed. That's just me. Pit bulls get a bad rep sometimes, I think.
Well, especially if they're coming from Texas, from a place that we don't even know that where they've been abused, and that's where some of these dogs come from.
Yep.
But I just hope that and pray that nobody gets mangled by any of these animals,
Absolutely.
you know. And anyway, I'll be bringing it up more than once.
Well, that's good.
But I think the sooner we can put that regulation in place, I think we should.
That's
Should have been working on that
That's
already.
what we can work on
Yes.
now. We don't necessarily have to wait till. the
No,
outcome,
we
because
need
we've
to do
already
it.
Discovered that we don't have something.
We
that-
just need to change
Yeah.
our
So
regulations.
let's put that on
With council's
the,
direction, I could make that modification and send it out for
Yeah,
review.
okay.
At the next council meeting, and we can agree. I think that,
Sure.
I think it's if we mirror Corner Brook's regulation, I think that it's balanced.
Yeah.
And I think it's been well thought out. So I think that it would be my recommendation to proceed with that kind of.
Okay.
Well, let's have a look at that one
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
if you're gonna make the change you
I'll make
say,
the
and
changes.
then
I'll make
Yeah.
send it out. Okay, that sounds
Okay.
excellent.
Yeah.
I will say as an aside to what you're saying about Cornwall is, I think we've done a good job of developing a good working relationship with the city of Cornwall.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it was the city of Cornerbrook Deputy Mayor Linda Shesham who helped me get the ball rolling on the Accessibility Advisory Committee and really brought a lot of recommendations to this council when we did the terms of reference. And I have two friends on that council, and I know that our manager and our mayor have been in constant dialogue with their manager and mayor. It's very good to see a working relationship with the city that's right next to us. And I think it's been improving over time, and it's excellent because the more we can work together, although we are much different in geography and size, we can learn a lot from each other.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other unfinished business? All right, let's move to new business. Any new business? Any updates on the healthcare situation?
Before I go to that one,
Okay.
I attended the 50th anniversary of the hospital auxiliary, Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital Auxiliary. I think it was the 2nd of October, before I went to St. John's anyway. And I got to say, it was a really, really well-planned event. It was almost like a gala. It was really nice. And the highlight of it was Mrs. Payton, who's 99, was able to attend and get in the picture, have the picture taken and everything else. So it was a good night. So I did say a few words on behalf of the town. So that was really, and the meal was good. It was at Days Inn, so that was good. And last night I attended the CBDC Long Range Annual General Meeting and spoke on behalf of the town as well. And they've had some good successes this year and are doing really well.
Excellent.
And some the small businesses are doing well. The Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital Radiothon for this year, under dire circumstances, we made the decision not to have one this year because, as you all know, Port aux Basques, Le Gros, and Sir Thomas Roddick share that day.
Right.
We only get 3.5 hours each. And one time, as you know, we get 2 days way back. So VOCM has been giving us for the last few years 3.5 hours each, and we share with Port aux Basques. So, and we usually take in about, 30, maybe 35, So this year, we don't have one. Our fundraising goal this year was a new ultrasound machine for a different part of the hospital, we already have an ultrasound, but this was for another section in the hospital. 5 new hospital beds and an endoscope guide for the surgeons. And that amounted to $125,000. So I would let the people out there know, if anybody's listening, to tell their friends that we're going to have publicity on this soon by the Facebook page and so on, that anyone wanting to give a donation to the foundation for Radiothon 2022 can come to the foundation office any Thursday from 1 to 3 and make the donation. And if they want to get a picture taken, that's fine too. And the businesses that usually give to us, in particular, they like to have a picture. So if they want to come in with their donation, like there's the Lions Club and the Rotary Club and these organizations that, and the business people on Main Street, that they can call the office and let us know what time they would like to come in, and we will have somebody there. Even if it's not Thursday, someone will go in and do a picture. So I just wanted to let them know that the radiothon, it's not on.
Councillor, where was the office? The office of the
foundation office.
Is that in the hospital? itself?
Yes, it is in the hospital. Yeah, at the hospital.
So you're not having the radiothon
On air, no.
because Port aux Basques
Yes.
can't participate?
Well, more or less, that's one of the reasons we didn't have it. because we didn't want to be, it was so close to what happened there
Yeah.
that we didn't want to be on there looking for donations. Now, we probably could have still had it maybe, but we
Yeah,
just
without-
felt that we,
Yes,
Yeah.
not saying leave them out, but yeah.
yeah. Now, Port Bass did get 10% of what Western Memorial Regional Hospital Foundation took in. They rounded it off, I think, to 10,000, but I'm told that even Corner Brook didn't do as well this year, and they get a full day. They get a full day. But and one of the reasons that we felt too was like we would have to go and do the whole arrangements all over again, and it was really getting too close to the Tree of Love in December.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to be going
That's right.
so close to those events. So hopefully next year it'll be a different story and we can continue on, but the foundation itself is in good standing now. We you know, we're doing well. And we've got some small things on the go, online auction, and we've got a flea market on the go, the 29th and 30th, Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3 on the main street. It used to be Maxine's,
So easier.
so it's easy
I
access.
wondered, I saw some stuff in there.
Now, the Rotary's been having them, Susan.
Right,
And
okay.
what's that, Councillor?
Uh,
It'll be a,
29th and 30th, Saturday and
3.
Sunday. There will be,
Flea market.
we're calling it a flea market and on Main Street in aid of the hospital foundation. We already got lots of stuff to put in the market. You know, we don't need any more stuff until we have another one. And we're going to be having another online auction as well. So that's doing well. As for the doctor situation, we have a meeting here at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Wednesday? 26th is Wednesday, right? Pretty sure it's Wednesday.
Okay.
26th. The mayor is supposed to be at that one. When's the mayor due back?
Tonight.
Tomorrow.
Tonight.
He'll be like midnight, 2
Yeah,
o'clock
2
in the
o'clock,
morning or something.
1:35
Yeah.
or something like that. So he's back in Brenna and Bushdale by about noon.
Yeah.
This meeting was scheduled early in October. And it was with our committee, West Coast Healthcare Action Committee.
Right.
And of course, the mayor and some councilors usually sit in on that meeting. And we do have it here, virtual.
Yep.
So that meeting is 2 o'clock on Wednesday this week, the 26th of October. I'm not absolutely sure what was going to be at the meeting. Now, usually it's Dr. Rajley, who's the VP of Medical Affairs. But we're going to have a senior team there talking about recruitment and everything else. I've been told, but from my source, that the doctor at Lourdes is retiring in December. And the one that was in Cape St. George has already left, which I didn't even know he had left, but he's already gone. The doctor in Steveville Crossing, I heard, was retiring in the spring. We do have, you know, some new doctors, which is good, but we're still looking. We're looking to recruit. We're still recruiting.
Sure.
So we want to get an update really from senior management to see what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the latest that I have on that situation.
If I can add, according to the scheduling, it's Pam Paulette Morgan and Tara Freak, the two that are scheduled to be there. Top, I don't rush these.
Yeah, okay,
That's all I see.
yeah. So that's all I got on that situation. I'm glad to see lights, traffic lights are back. And kudos to the.
I don't know, I was getting used to getting through faster than having to wait. Now I find myself a little bit
It's
impatient.
amazing how a lot of people said that they
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah, once people
having
got
no
to swing of it, they
Yeah.
seem to be doing okay.
Our staff were, you know, really good in getting that done.
And people
Yes.
came.
Waiting on the part, so I mean, once we got here, they were,
Did we have a flashing green to advance when you're coming down Queen Street?
Yeah.
Because you know there's a delay on the opposite side,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
So did that green light used to flash to
Yeah.
let you know you could go, but they weren't going? And
Coming down.
coming down from
then
my
turning
house
left.
and turning left, right?
Yeah.
It's always a flash.
So is it not flashing now?
It's flashing now.
Okay, it
It's-
just
it's-
wasn't flashing
It was,
at first.
it wasn't flashing, and then it was flashing for a very short period of time,
And
but now it's flashing for the normal time that it was.
Okay,
Yeah, it had to be reformatted
okay,
or whatever.
perfect. That's what I thought it might have been.
It was a
just
bit
had to
short,
be
I found
recalibrated.
anyway, but now it's, I think it's pretty close to what it was before.
Okay, perfect. All right, any other new business?
It's a ways away, but we won't be at this table before Halloween again.
Right,
So I will remind everybody that Halloween is on a Monday. To be very vigilant, because it does get very, very dark very early now.
Yeah,
that's
And it seems like it's earlier this year than ever. So be very vigilant on the 31st and watch out for our kiddos. It is the one night that I love the most to watch them coming around door to door and getting treats. So just be careful out there, because some of our streets are dark.
Yeah,
And some of the kiddos are going to be dressed up scary and not seen very well. So,
Yeah.
and to parents, you can put a light on them or a reflector and keep our communities a lot safer.
absolutely. And in the excitement, of course, sometimes rules go right out the window. If
Yeah.
if someone's across the road and yells out, oh, they got good treats here. I'm gone, man.
You notice she said she was
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. I know last year it was so hard to crawl around to make myself look small enough, but anyway, I got through and filled my bag. No. Any other new business? Yeah, so our mayor and, one of our staff people, are returning, I guess, on the flight now as we speak from from all counts, a very successful, trip to, South Carolina to line up the, program that, PBS is going to be shooting, both in South Carolina and here in Stephenville. And so we're really looking forward to hearing a little bit more about how that's going to shape up and what's going to come from that. Again, I think our mayor was correct in saying that there will be some great marketing from, in the US for sure with PBS does have a lot of viewers and so hopefully some of the people in the US will see that connection again to the former base and so on and will get interested in coming. I feel like there should be more new business, but I can't think of anything till I say we're done and then. Anything else, anybody?
that's all I
We're good.
had.
Okay, no notice of motion. So we will move to adjournment. Can someone move, that we adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Tiller, seconded
I second.
by Councillor White. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and we are adjourned. Oh, I get you back.